Yo, what's up, guys? I just got done watching the Bulls vs. Bucks game 1. In today's video, I'm going to be recapping that game, talking about a bunch of injury updates, some news, and some off-season rumors that just came out. But before I jump into today's video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also, leave a quick like on today's video. It takes a second and it helps me out a lot. And obviously, leave some comments and questions below today's video about all the topics I'm about to jump into and last night's loss versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Also, just a quick little heads up, I'm sorry for not pretty much posting for the past 3 or 4 days. I took the weekend off for the holiday and the NBA playoffs. I hope you guys all had a good holiday. But either way, let's just jump right into the recap because I really wanted to talk about last night's game. I mean, let's be honest, it was a very ugly game, and especially in the first quarter, I thought the Bulls were already going to get blown out. Just like I'd say most of the media does expect this to be a sweep. And, you know, I hate to say this, it sucks, man. I mean, I am really upset after I watched that game. I mean, the Bulls, they played a terrible first quarter, but other than that, they played I'd say a pretty solid 3 quarters. I mean, the game was really ugly. Nobody really played that well other than Giannis, I'd say. Most of the Bulls players really struggled. I mean, DeRozan played 43 minutes and he struggled badly. And I'm going to be talking about Billy Donovan. There's been a lot of talk and hate on him about him recently and how he was adjusting to the game, not calling some challenges, some quick timeouts and everything like that. And I'm also going to be talking about DeMar DeRozan's playoff struggles because this isn't the first time he has struggled in the NBA playoffs. I know the Bulls and Bucks they were pretty much off for a week because of the end of the regular season. And that's another reason why I did expect this game to be ugly. But at the same time, for DeMar to shoot that bad from the field is very unlike him. I mean, same with Vuce. I mean, Vuce shot 9 of 27 from the field and 2 of 10 from three-point range. You know, don't get me wrong. You should never shoot 9 of 27 from the field, especially as a big man. But, you know, I'll give it to Vuce. He was mainly the reason the Bulls even had a chance to win this game. Now, before I really deep dive into this and give my opinion on it and break down a bunch of post-game quotes and everything like that, let me know below today's video in the comments section how you guys felt about last night's game. You know, it was ugly. It definitely sucks that the Bulls couldn't steal this game because I really thought we had a damn good chance with how the Bucks were playing. You know, even though it was really low scoring and ugly, I did think the Bulls defense was finally much better. I mean, the Bulls have been really bad for these past few weeks, and I'm really happy even after the first quarter, the Bulls just didn't give up. You know, they had a lot of fight in them, so I do love to see that from the Bulls. But either way, post-game, you know, it was a close game. You know, the end of the game was really ugly. Vuce missed a pretty point-blank layup, and LaVine missed a final three-pointer that was kind of questionable. You know, it was definitely a great chance for the Chicago Bulls to steal game 1. I mean, it definitely sucks. Giannis did have 27 and 15. And I'd say the only positive that came from this game, I think it's that the Bulls should know that even at their worst, I mean, their big three played awful. I mean, the Bulls shot 7 of 37 from three-point range. That is terrible. But I am happy that the Bulls did put up 37 three-pointers because throughout the whole regular season, the Bulls have always shot well from the three-point line. They just haven't shot a lot. And I believe if you want to go far in the NBA playoffs and win a championship, I'd say, you have to shoot a lot of threes. And I feel like in the offseason, the Bulls have to get better from that. But either way, you know, there was a lot of talk and hate on Twitter during the game about Billy Donovan. I know the refs weren't the best in this game either. I mean, Billy Donovan, there were some definitely questionable timeouts, his rotation minutes. I feel like he should have played Derrick Jones Jr. more at the 5 than Tristan Thompson. Also, I know a lot of Bulls fans that were not happy with how he didn't play Io much. And I know they weren't happy, I'd say, with some rotation minutes and everything like that, and how he didn't challenge a few plays. But either way, after the game, you know, DeMar DeRozan did say, I don't know what the hell was going on, you know, probably a week off. It just wasn't me. Every shot felt good. I guarantee you, me, Vuce, and Zach aren't going to miss that many next game. And I hope so, because other than the Bulls' big three and Coby White, nobody really helped them out. I mean, other than those 4 Bulls, the only other Bulls players that have points were Thompson. He had 2, Caruso had 7, and Patrick Williams had 5. If the Bulls want to have a chance in this series, they need to obviously start making their open shots because I did feel like the Bulls ran, I'd say, pretty solid offense. They were just missing a lot of open threes and easy shots, in my opinion. You can blame that on 1 week off or whatever. But either way, Vuce did say post-game, we are very confident regardless of this loss. He did continue. I know we didn't finish the season well. We had some bad losses, but we had a good week of practice and they had some good meetings. Tonight was a good response compared to how we finished the regular season. And I agree with a lot. I think it's obvious that the Bulls big three, I know they're upset. They felt like they could have stole this game. If they just made a few more winning plays or just hit a few more open shots, I believe the Bulls could have stole this game. But either way, I still was pretty happy. It was still a close and competitive game. It definitely upsets me and it hurts. It's definitely frustrating because I felt like the Bulls should have, I'd say, stole this game. But either way, there's definitely a lot of, I'd say, things the Bulls can build on for Game 2. Obviously, I don't expect the Game 2 to be this ugly. But who knows? I am very confident that this Bulls team will continue to have a very competitive, I'd say, series versus the Bucks, and that's all I'm asking for. I mean, no one is expecting the Bulls to win this series, and as long as the Bulls maybe, I'd say, win 1 to 2 games, keep every game close, I'll be happy as a Bulls fan. Because this Bulls team has been through a lot this season. They haven't been completely healthy. I mean, they still aren't with Zoe out for the playoffs, and that's definitely a big loss. It's definitely nice getting the young guys like Patrick Williams, Coby White, I mean, even Zach LaVine, some playoff experience. But at the same time, the Bulls role players need to step up. They need to take some more shots and help out the big three, I'd say, in my opinion. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about last night's game. I'm really excited for Game 2. I'll definitely keep you guys updated and give a little recap and review for every, I'd say, game for this series. I'll have a video out every other day. So definitely let me know below today's video what you guys thought of last night's game, and if you guys are, I'd say, confident and I'd say positive for Game 2 going into, I'd say, Milwaukee. But either way, I did want to talk about one more topic in today's video because even though it is the playoffs, some NBA free agency rumors are coming out. This article did come out, and the article was titled, 4 NBA teams looking to steal Malik Monk from the LA Lakers. And according to an NBA insider, the Chicago Bulls, Dallas Mavericks, Cleveland Cavaliers, and New York Knicks are all expected to be in play for Malik Monk in this upcoming offseason. And an NBA GM did tell the NBA insider the team to watch if he is going to leave the Lakers, which he obviously should, is the Knicks. They also did list the Chicago Bulls. They said that the Chicago Bulls need shooting. I think that's obvious. I mean, just look at Game 1 versus the Bucks. The Bulls shot terribly from three-point range. I felt like the Bulls had a lot of good looks. And he did continue and said, as much as the Chicago Bulls' identity are as a mid-range shooting team, they have to find some shooters. It's 2022. You need three-pointers, and I agree. I feel like Monk would be a great addition to this team in this upcoming offseason. But I'm going to be honest, I think he might be out of the Bulls' price range. I mean, Malik Monk is only 24 years old. He is a 6'3" shooting guard or small forward. Obviously, he did play last season for the Lakers, and I believe he was one of the few bright spots for the Lakers. I mean, in the last game of the regular season for the Lakers, Malik Monk did drop 41 points, and he shot 14 of 25 from the field while shooting 7 of 14 from three-point range. And on the season for the Lakers, he has been a walking bucket for the Lakers off the bench. I mean, in 28 minutes per game, he has averaged about 14 points per game, shooting 47% from three-point range, also about 40% from three-point range. He's a very good shooter and just an automatic, I'd say, walking bucket off the bench. He's also averaged 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal, and almost a block per game as well. Like I said, he was the 11th pick back in 2017. I believe he'd be a great pickup for the Chicago Bulls. Add some good three-point shooting. I'd say he's really athletic and a solid defender as well. I just don't see him being in the price range for the Chicago Bulls unless he does take a pay cut like he did for the Lakers, but who knows? It'll definitely be interesting to see who the Bulls do pursue in this offseason. I think it's obvious the Bulls need to upgrade their big man, add some more defense, some more rebounding, and a lot more three-point shooters in my opinion. So definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video. Obviously talking about last night's game, some positives, some negatives, some adjustments you guys want the Chicago Bulls to make for Game 2. It definitely sucks. I thought the Bulls easily could have stole this game, but nonetheless, hopefully the Bulls are positive and happy that at least they just didn't give up in the first quarter. I think it's obvious that the Bucks are beatable. I know this team won a championship last year, but they struggled badly, and the Bulls are missing Lonzo, and they shot awful from the field. The Bulls have a chance to make this a series. series in my opinion. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about all the topics, all the updates, and just me recapping last night's game. Thank you guys again for all the love on the channel and the past few videos. I hope you guys all had a good holiday weekend. Thank you guys again for watching today's video. Have a good one.